Hey, it's Jason, how's it going? Today we look at synchronizing all your cards into one card. This card, Curve. Let's go. I recently made two videos of my favorite digital banking apps, which is Monzo and Revolut Metal. You can actually see them appear in the card, and you can actually find out more and view those videos as well, should you want to. Now, before we get any further, I would love to ask you to do me a big favor. Please leave a like on the video if you've been watching the last few videos and enjoying them. That really helps this channel. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. It's a space where we talk about technology, we talk about the way that we can use it in different ways, and I'm hoping to create lots of content that is really valuable to as many people as possible. Okay, so today we're going to have a little tour around Curve and how Curve works. So I'm hoping that this is going to bring to you a nice conclusion of how to bring all these amazing cards we've been covering so far into one place. All right, cool. So first of all, let's start with the very first benefit. Before we get digital, let's get physical. Not that kind of physical, although I kind of feel like starting into a song. What I'm talking about is the physical Curve card, and having a Curve account is absolutely 100% free. No costs. In fact, you'll get paid. By that, I mean in the description below, you'll find a code. So when you sign up, if you use that code, you'll get a $5 and I'll get a $5 for giving you that code. Everybody wins. So before you go any further, if you haven't yet, download the app and follow along so you can learn this with me. Okay? Downloaded it? Cool. Now, let's get started. When you get this card, which is relatively quick, you're going to want to go into the app, activate the card, and get using it. So let's go through a quick tour of the app and how the app works and how simple it is to use. I'm going to start sharing a screen with you in 3, 2, 1. Let's hope that worked. Okay, so Curve. As you can see, for me to log in, it's very secure, and you can set it up so it has to work with Face ID or with any other kind of biometrical security you have set up. So I'm going to log on here with Face ID, and now I'm in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from right to left all the way across, starting with Insights. Remember that this is going to collect all of your different accounts, all of your different cards into one application. So from here you can see all your transactions that you're spending across all your different cards in one place for Insights. Now we can break this up into 3 spaces. So we have top personal spend, and we go to see more. We can look at, you can just about make out transport, food, entertainment, health, etc., and see what you're spending the most of across all your different accounts. You can also go to top card spends if you want to break that down to all the different cards that are being used. Which card in this month has currently been used the most? Of course, in my case, that's Monzo, because Monzo is my favorite account. And then below you got your top business spend. We'll break it down very similar to what you have above with your top personal spend. So you can use Curve for your business accounts and for managing your finances. Okay, so in the next tab you will see a section called Send. Now Send is a way for you to send money really easily to your contacts and to your contacts/friends who also have the Curve app. You can select them from the top where it's just all your Curve friends, or from the contacts to send them across money. Very, very simple. All right, now let's move over to the wallet. Inside the wallet you'll see all your different cards, the digital representation of those cards, of course. So as you scroll across, you'll see all the different cards that you have and the transactions, the last transactions you've had on those different cards. And of course, you can press the top right button to be able to view all the different cards in one screen. Or you can slide across and find them and see where that money has been spent. A nice thing you can also do is if you press the little I button, you can also change the card nickname. So mine's just called Monzo account. That's the nickname I gave it. You can change the card image, if for whatever the reason you would like to change it to something a bit cooler. You can change the card currency, and you can also send email receipts. So every time you spend money, you can send yourself email receipts, which is really handy. And from there is also where you can remove the card that you've added into Curve. So if we slide to the left at the bottom, you'll see that we have Timeline. Now Timeline will give us, in this particular month, a list of all the transactions that have taken place, and we'll have a section at the top, looks like a funnel for the filter. So you can actually filter that down by the amount of money that you have spent, the date ranges, the categories, the currencies. Also break that down to just business expenses, no business expenses, if you've added receipts or not added receipts, etc., which is also really helpful. Now, one of the other things in Wallet is Curve Cash. Now, Curve Cash really connects in a moment to what we're going to go through, in particular with the different types of accounts that you have. Essentially, you can get up to 1% cash back, or you get 1% cash back in selected retailers that you select every time you go and purchase something. Now, the reason I didn't go through that immediately is because it depends on the kind of account that you have. So if you go to card, you'll see that I have what's called Curve Blue. Inside the Curve Blue, for the first 90 days, the first 3 months, you get 1% cash back in 3 selected retailers. When you go to what they call Curve Black, so if we go to manage your subscriptions and swipe to the right, you got Curve Black. In Curve Black, you get 3 fixed retailers that you get 1% cash back. And then if you go to Metal, you get up to 6. Now, in here, you can see that if you lose your card, your one single card that you carry with you everywhere, because you wouldn't carry any more cards. If you do, you probably carry them in your wallet, which would then be in your bag, or you'd carry them, maybe leaving them in the hotel in case you needed them. You wouldn't necessarily carry them everywhere because you have Apple Pay, which you can double tap to the side, and then Apple Pay comes up, and then from here you're ready to pay, which is really cool. And then obviously you have the normal Curve account and the physical card in case the Apple Pay doesn't work for whatever the reason. From here you can lock your card, you can view your PIN, manage your subscription. We've already discussed the different Curve limits. So let's talk a little bit about the time machine element of this, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to share with you my screen again. I'm going to have a little look at how that works. It's very, very simple. So for example, let's say we have a look here and we see that I took out £36.99 payment from Monzo, and that was basically to pay for Ulysses, which is an amazing writing app. If you're into writing, or for the scripts that I do for this YouTube channel, or for the blogs that I'm doing for my website, or for newsletters, it's a really great app. Anyway, that's a video in its own for another time. So here you can see it's very, very simple. I can just scroll down and I can select the option to go back in time. So that's any transaction for less than £1,000 in value and over the last 14 days. I select go back in time, and then I can choose which card it is that I want to go back in time with. So what it will do is it will put money back into that account and take the money from the other account. Very, very simple, very nifty application and use of the app. And of course that comes for free with all of the different accounts, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about in terms of if you have to pay or not for it. It's free and it's great, and I would definitely recommend it. How could Curve improve such a great service? Well, the first thing is the 1% cash back. I understand why they offer it for free for 90 days so people can really get a taste for it. A way that could definitely improve it is make that 90-day continuous up to 3 retailers, give Black 6, give Metal Unlimited. If you're a Metal user and you're paying monthly for Metal, it would be great if you could add all the different retailers you have to really help you make the absolute most of the investment and the fee you're paying to have access to the 1% cashback, because that in itself would be an amazing improvement, I think, for the vast majority of users. Now, in this week's What Drives Me Nuts is the rewards, and how if you sign up with the Blue account, once you select which 3 retailers you want the rewards, you can't change it. That's right, you're then stuck with those 3 retailers for the next 90 days. Now, I would appreciate if at least you had 3 chances at the end of every month to say, listen, I've not really used this retailer, although I'm seeing I'm using this other one more, I would like to change it to that one. I don't know, and I don't see why they don't allow it. That would be so much better and create a much better user experience on the free plan to really bring people in to Curve and make them want to pay more and stay on longer. And lastly, with all the different prices and all the different competitors that there are out there, I'm currently paying for Revolut Metal. I'm also going to definitely pay for Monzo Plus. I know what I've got a sense of what they've got coming out from what I could see on their forum, and it looks amazing. And what's interesting about Monzo, which is my suggestion here, is to make it affordable. Wouldn't it be great if Curve Black was £6 and Curve Metal was 10? Because they know you have to pay for all these other subscriptions, perhaps with, say, Monzo, with Revolut. On top of that, you've got Amazon Prime, you've got to pay for Hulu, if that's something that you do, Disney Plus, Mandalorian, am I right? Netflix, you know, your gym membership, all these different monthly subscriptions you got going out. If they could bring that down by now, if it would have been $9.99, I would have subscribed and got Metal. But because into that double-digit territory of £15 a month, it's kind of what makes me a little bit. So if they could really bring those prices down a little bit, that could make all the world of difference. So in summary, Curve is a really practical app. It allows you to carry all of your different cards in one place. It's absolutely 100% free, and you can get £5 if you use the code below. It also allows you to go back in time if you make a mistake where the money's going out from, and you can pay more to get a bit more. It's free, so you honestly don't have to worry about it. And Curve, really, I think it's only just beginning, and they're really finding their place, and they're really finding their velocity, and they're getting into a rhythm, which I think is going to be really interesting moving forward. So once again, thank you so much for connecting to the video. I really appreciate it. So the next one that I'd like to do is Revolut versus Monzo, and talk about the difference and which one is better. I would also like to talk a little bit about the iPad Pro with the Magic Trackpad. That's going to be a very interesting what happens in that space, in particular with the new keyboard coming out in May and the built-in trackpad, and the way they're using the cursor in a very different way to how you see on a Mac or on Windows. It's very interesting how that looks and how that works. And also, recently I got a Monzo business account, and I really want to start using that, playing with that, understanding that, and tell you guys if that's the app, the business banking app for entrepreneurs and for startups that are just getting going. So far I'm liking what I'm seeing, but more to come soon. Listen, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, give this a like, and leave a comment below. Let me know what videos you'd like to see. If you have any questions, I try to answer them as quick as I can, and I really hope that you come back again next week for the next video. Until then, thank you very much, take it easy, and talk to you soon. Ciao.